Lesson 3. Giving stuff. Part 1. How do I give an item to the player? Our example of giving an item to the player is going to be this guy. This is the Route 1 Sample Man. And this guy is pretty generous actually, because when we walk up and talk to him, he tells us he works at a Pokemart. And as a sample, he's going to give us a potion. Unfortunately, he doesn't give us a second potion. He's not that nice. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? So let's replicate his script. And to do that, we're going to make a script where a person gives the player an item. That's basically it. To start things off, let's go for our notepad. We're going to start the script the same way we have in the last couple lessons, leading up to a message. And for our message, let's make him say free samples, boxset 6. Now we introduce our new command. It's called giveitem. It's also followed by two values. They're variables. Giveitem OXOO OXOO. The first value that we define is what item we want to give to the player. And the second value that we define is the quantity, or how many of that item we want to give to the player. To determine what item we want to give to the player, we go into this reference. It's a notepad document that lists all the items in the game and their values written in hex. Just for fun, let's pick the Master Ball to give to the player. And as you see, its value is 1. So we'll go back to our script and implement that into it. So we replace OXOO with OXO1. For the quantity portion, let's be realistic and just give them 1 Master Ball. 1's good enough, right? So that's it for that. Release in. Part 2. How do I make a person take an item away from the player? We're going to keep the script the same way, lead it up to a message, and for that message, let's make them say, I took your item, boxset 6, and now we use the command removeitem, OXOO OXOO. As you see, there's still two values to be defined after removeitem. The first one is what item we want to take away from the player, and the second value is the quantity, just like the giveitem. Let's take away that Master Ball that we just gave. If you remember, Master Ball was OXO1, so let's just put that in there. Now for the quantity, let's just, again, take away one of them. So we put OXO1. Part 3. How do I make a person give the player a Pokemon? We're going to start off the script again, up to the message command. Let's have the message say, here's a Pokemon, boxset 6, and now we put give Pokemon, OXOO, OXOO, OXOO. Those are our 3 values that we need, 3 this time. The first OXOO value stands for what Pokemon we're giving to the player. So when we go into our notepad document of the Pokemon, this document lists all the Pokemon and their numbers. If you think you know a Pokemon's number, make sure to check it with this document before you write it down. Because towards the bottom, we have Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. but their numbers are 401, 402, and 403. And if you know your Pokemon, those aren't the right numbers, but in hex form, they are correct. So make sure to go by this document. Trust this document over your knowledge. Just to make things a little simple, we'll go with Bulbasaur. As you see, his number is 1. So let's go back to our script and put this number in. We'll replace the first OXOO with 1. Not OXO1, just 1. The second value is the Pokemon's level. Let's just make it 5. Again, leave out the OX part. And now the third is the item that the Pokemon will be holding. If you don't want the Pokemon to be holding an item, just put OXOO. If you do want them to be holding an item, you'll put it in. For the item he's going to hold, how about we use the Orange Berry? It's a pretty standard item for a Pokemon to hold. As you see right here, Orange Berry is 8B. That's its value in hex. So we'll replace the OXOO with OX8B. This time we're leaving the OX, and that's because the value that we just got, the 8B, is written in hex. And if we didn't put OX, we would have a lot of problems later on, and it would screw up our script. So let's check out our results. I've already assigned the scripts to these 3 people. For the first one, we walk up to him, talk to him, he says, "Free samples." And he gives us the Master Ball. Wow, that's great. As you see, we have 1 Master Ball. Talk about generous. The second guy says that he took our item. Notice it doesn't tell us anything, but when we go to our Pokeballs, it's gone. What a jerk. Oh well, let's just go get another one from our nice guy. As you see, he gave us another Master Ball. And for the third one, he said, "Here's a Pokemon." Well, look at that. A level 5 Bulbasaur holding an Orange Berry. We can talk to this guy numerous amounts of times and he'll give us a Pokemon each time. Same with the Master Ball guy, and the guy who takes away our Master Ball. Though I'm not sure why you would want to talk to him, he's going to take away your Master Ball. Thanks to this tutorial, you should now know how to give an item or Pokemon to the player, and how to take away an item from the player. If you don't understand either of these concepts, you might want to try rewatching this tutorial.